Hi, Lulu from bestemailmarketingsoftware.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing Benchmark Email. So if that is something you are interested in, then just keep watching. In this Benchmark Email review, I break down the software into its main features and discuss the key elements I found most beneficial when using Benchmark as an email marketing tool. I'm going to be covering how to create a list, sign-up forms, sending a one-time email, automations, pricing, who I think Benchmark is best suited for, and ultimately what I liked and disliked. An email list refers to the total amount of subscribers that you have, which basically is a synonym to the mailing list or subscribers list. One thing that's really interesting about Benchmark is when it comes to creating a list, you need to already have contacts ready to import into Benchmark in order to create a list, whereas when it comes to other software, typically you can create the list first and then add contacts to it later. So let's go ahead and dive in onto my computer so we can take a look at this. Okay, here we are on Benchmark's dashboard, and in order to access our contacts and build a list, we're gonna look here on the left-hand side and select this drop-down menu for contacts and select contacts. And right here, when you sign up for Benchmark, you can see it's already gonna create two lists for you. So it's gonna create this sample contact list with the email that you signed up to Benchmark with. So this is just my email in here. And then they also give you a master unsubscribe list. So if anyone unsubscribes from your emails, their email address is going to go into this unsubscribe list. Now, what's really interesting is if you wanted to go ahead and change the name of this sample contact list to something else, you can't because the list is already created. So let me show you guys how to create a new list. So we're gonna come up here to the top right where it says create a new list and click on this button here. And you can see right here, we have two options, either create a regular list or a targeted list. And this feature is only available for the paid plans. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select next for the regular list. And then from this point, you have a couple options. So you can import from a file, you can copy and paste, manually add an email address one by one, or import from your other tools. So if you already have an existing email list, let's say you have a file of 50 to 100 contacts that you want to easily import into Benchmark, you can do that. But let's say you're just starting out and you don't have any email addresses collected, but you also want an email list with the right title. So let me show you guys how to do that. So I'm actually going to go down here and click on manually add in one by one, and I'm going to go ahead and click next, and then I can go ahead and name our list. So let's say I wanted to call this our master list. So this is where all of my contacts are going to go, and then I'm going to select next, and then from here I'm going to go and add in an email address, and I'm going to put that into our field, and then I'm going to just go ahead and add contact. So the contact was successfully added. You can go ahead and add in more information if you needed. You can see all of that information there. These are just optional fields. And then I'm going to go back here to contacts, and right here you can see my master list is created. Now that you've created your list, you want to be able to get contacts onto that list, right? You can easily do that by creating an online form that allows you to collect email addresses. Within Benchmark, you can do that with a landing page, but you cannot publish a landing page on the free plan of Benchmark. So if you need a really quick solution, you can create a sign-up form, which is essentially a very simple landing page. So in order to create that sign-up form, again, I'm gonna go over here to the left-hand side, and I'm actually gonna click on contacts and scroll down here to where it says sign-up forms and select that. And then what I'm gonna do is go over here to the top right and click on create a new sign-up form. And it's gonna pull up this window, so you can either do an embedded form, design and customize a form that you can embed on your site and convert leads. You have a pop-up form, design and customize a pop-up form that can be triggered on any web page. You have a small embed form, use our quick builder to create a simple form that easily fits in footers and sidebars. And you can do a third-party form, create forms through integrated plugins. So I'm actually gonna do this small embed form, and I'm gonna select next. And then from this point, I'm gonna go ahead and name my sign up form. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do basic sign up form here. We'll go ahead and put test so you guys know it is the test. And then I'm gonna scroll down and select this master list that I created. And I'm gonna go ahead and click save and next. And right here, I can go ahead and customize my sign up form. Now, as you guys can see with this customization, Benchmark is really, really simple, and it's not gonna allow you to do anything fancy with their sign up forms, but you can just go ahead, if I click on this, you can change the font, and if I double click, I can change the text here, as you guys can see, and I can change the font, the size, and a couple things here on the left-hand side. And this just is 2 input fields, which allows someone to put in their name and email address, and basically when they subscribe, it will add them to that list we selected. So after you have your form customized to the way you want it, you can go up here to save and publish, and then it will ask, please confirm you'd like to push these changes to your site, and you push confirm, and you can add this form onto a website so you can collect email addresses. Or if you don't want to use a sign up form, you can always create that on your website separately if you want something that looks a little bit better, and then link that with Benchmark. So when people add in their email address on your website, it will add them to your list on Benchmark. To send a one-time email to your email subscribers, you're never gonna believe this, but we're gonna go on the left-hand side and click on emails and then select emails. And from this screen, I'm gonna go up here to the top right and click on create a new email. And then it's gonna come up with 2 different options. So we've got the regular email, create an email with one of our builders to send immediately or schedule for a future date, or an RSS email. Automatically send your subscribers an email when you update your blog or any RSS feed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and select the regular email and click next. And then they have 3 different options here. They have their drag and drop editor, a code editor, and a plain text editor. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go with the default one they have selected here, which is their drag and drop editor, and select next. And then from this point, we need to name our email. So I'm gonna go ahead and just name it test and click next. And from this point now, we need to take care of all of the information regarding our email. So we have 2, where you're sending your emails to. So I'm gonna select contacts here, and we're gonna select from one of our lists. So I'm gonna choose this master list here, and we're gonna exclude none, and we're gonna save that. And we're just gonna go down the row here and fill everything out. From who is sending this email, we're gonna select a sender, and this is my email there. So we're gonna scroll down here and click on save. And it is telling me, since I'm using a personal or generic ISP email address, this can hurt your email delivery. So within this, they're gonna adjust my email to be kylazanger.gmail.com at emailbenchmarkapps.com. So if you don't want it to look like that, you can always add in a professional email, but they want to make sure that for a little bit better deliverability rates, they want to change it from a personal looking email to a professional looking email. And we'll talk about deliverability rates in a little bit. So then we have the subject line. What is your email's subject line? And subject lines are actually really important, because depending on your subject line will depend on if your email subscriber opens and reads your email. So we're gonna click add subject, and if this is a one-time email, I might be promoting my blog post or my YouTube video. So I'm gonna do new YouTube video is live. And then this is preview text. So basically when people are looking at their email inbox, they'll see the email subject line, and this preview text is that small little blip of text that they can see previewed in their inbox without actually opening the email. So you can go ahead and add in preview text if you want, or just leave it blank. For the purpose of this example, I'm gonna leave it blank, and we're going to click save, and then we're gonna scroll down here and we have design, customize the content of your email. So let's go ahead and design our email here. Now, the way that Benchmark's design center is laid out is we've got 3 different steps up here in the top left. So we've got layouts, blocks, and then global styles. So for this first step, layouts, we can either choose blank layouts, which just allows us to customize from a blank page. We can do their templates, or utilize past emails here. So I'm just gonna actually use their emails. And if we scroll down, I'm gonna choose this recent news. and we'll click on that. And here it's gonna go ahead and add in my template, and you can see up here in the top left, we've now moved to the second step in our editing process. So this is called blocks because everywhere on this email that we have in this template, they're all blocks. So if I go up here and click on show blocks, you can see every single individual block that I have on this email template, and we can go ahead and customize each block. So I'm actually gonna go up here and click on this block here, and right here they have their logo, and I want to replace that with mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do replace, and we have the image gallery. So we can either upload photos to this or use their stock resources. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and click on my logo here and click on insert, and you can see that is really big. So here on the left-hand side, I'm gonna scroll down and see this green dot right here, the image width. I'm gonna drag that all the way to the center so it's a small enough logo that looks good there, and I'm gonna go ahead and click save and close, and then it's added in my logo there. So you can customize the blocks. This right here is an image block, you can see right there, so you can edit or replace the photo. You can change the width and the radius. I'm gonna go ahead and save and close that because I like it. You can also drag and drop and change text. So if I wanted to move this down, I could actually just drag and drop it below, so you can see that there. And if I wanted to edit the text, you can see this is a text block. So I'm gonna just go ahead and delete this text and say, new YouTube video is live, and I can go ahead and add in all the relevant email content that I want to add in, and I'm gonna go ahead and save and close from there. Then from this point, we can either test the email. So if you look down here in the bottom right, we can test it. So you can send a test email and spam check it and check the specific contact. So that is a great thing to do there. And you can also preview it. So this is something I highly recommend you do. So if I click on preview here, you can see what this email is going to look like on the desktop version. So if I scroll down here, I can see my customized email. And what's really cool is you can look at the mobile version. So they'll pull up a nice little phone here. And if I scroll down, I can see what the email is going to look like on the mobile version. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and we're gonna save it, and then I'm gonna click save and next. And this is really important. So it says, looks like your campaign is missing a physical address. So every single email you send out needs to have a valid physical address. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in that there and click save and close, and then I can go ahead and click save and next. And then it's gonna bring us back to this screen that we were editing on before, and we can check all the information here. Down here, you can look at link tracking and sharing, and you can edit that through this button here. But if I scroll back up to the top, you can either choose to send this email immediately or schedule it for a later date. And when it hits that date, Benchmark will go ahead and send out that email to your desired contacts. So if you are wanting to create an automation is basically where you send a sequence of emails on autopilot. If we look here on the left-hand side and click on automations, we have two options. Automation Pro has advanced automated features, and Automation Lite has the basics to get you started. Automation Lite is available for free and paid users, whereas Automation Pro is only available for paid users. I honestly don't love that they have these two different options, but let's dive in and look at how to create an automation with the Automation Lite feature. So to create an automation, we are here on the Automation Lite page, and you guys know the drill. We're gonna go over here and click on Create New Automation. And then it's gonna bring up two automation types. So we've got the contact list automation or the email engagement automation. And as you guys can see right here, this feature is available for paid plans. So we're gonna go forward with the contact list automation and click next. And from this point, we have our automation details. So I'm gonna go ahead and name our automation. So I'm gonna get rid of that and select test. So this is our automation test. And then we have the automation description. So this will only be seen by you and is used to organize your automations. So here in this box, and then we have our contact list selection. So I'm gonna go ahead and select my master list and scroll down, and this is our trigger selection. So what behavior do you want to trigger your automation? Now, they really don't have that many options here. They only have 3. So it's send emails when contact is added to a list, send birthday, anniversary, and other annual emails, and send timed emails based on an exact date. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with the default trigger that they have selected here. Send emails when a contact is added to a list. So when they subscribe to this master list, they're gonna start receiving emails from me. So I'm going to scroll down, and this is the sequence email details. So this is from me and my from email address, and you can go ahead and add in a permission reminder. So if I toggle that on, this will be at the bottom of every email, basically saying you are receiving this email because of your relationship with Kyla Lou. And you can also include a web page version link in email. I'm going to go ahead and leave that off, and we're going to go ahead and click on save. And then we need to add a new email into our sequence. So right now you can see that this sequence is blank. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new email, and then we have our email details. So this is our subject line. So I'm just going to do automation email 1, and then this is the preview text like I was talking about when we create an email. So this is what your subscribers are going to see, and then if they want to see a little bit of text after the subject line, you can toggle this on and add that in. As you can see, you only get a maximum of 80 characters, but I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for this example. And then you have delivery time. Tell us when to send this email. I'm just going to leave it after 3 days, and we can select a send days. A nice little tip for you guys is email deliverabilities tend to be better when you send emails on a weekday. So I'm actually going to select Tuesday, and we can go ahead and do a time. So it looks like this is in military time, but I'm just going to go ahead and do 9:30, and then we can select the time zone. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then you can turn on tracking. So Google Analytics URL tracking, track when visitors come to your site through a link in your email. We can go ahead and turn that on, and you can just title it there or leave it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and click save and next, and this is when we create our emails. So the drag and drop editor, code editor, or plain text editor, you can select any one of these 3 options, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on the drag and drop editor and click on next. And then remember, you've got your 3 steps. So you've got layouts, blocks, and global styles. So we're just going to go ahead and go back to templates here, and we're gonna go and find a template that we like. If you want to see what the template looks like before selecting it, you can preview it with this little eyeball here, or you can just go ahead and click on the template and it will select it for you. So again, this is the email that we're going to edit. You can go ahead and edit this email to your liking, and again, you can either test it down here and preview it. I always make sure that I preview my emails just in case I have a typo or an image doesn't look right. And we're gonna go ahead and click save and next, and it's gonna have me add in my address. So let's go ahead and add that in there, and now we can click save and next. Now you guys can see this is my first email in my automation. So basically it's gonna wait 3 days until once someone subscribes to my email list, and then it's gonna send them this email. And then we can obviously add a new email and do the exact same process that we did and add as many emails as we want in this automation. And once you have all the emails in there that you want to send to this list, let's say you wanted to create a welcome series with 3 or 4 emails with delays in between. Once that's all ready to go, you can go ahead and activate this automation, confirm automation activation, activate this automation. We're gonna go ahead and click activate, and basically it will tell you this automation has been activated. So basically when someone subscribes to that list, they're gonna start receiving these emails. If you ever want to deactivate it, you can click on this and it will deactivate it, which will stop the emails from sending to people once they subscribe to the list. At the time of me filming this video, Benchmark Email has 3 pricing plans. Okay, so here we have Benchmark Email's 3 pricing plans. We've got their free plan, their pro plan, and their enterprise plan. So obviously their free plan is free, and you can send up to 250 emails per month, which honestly, that is not a lot of emails, and that's gonna fill up really quickly. But if you're first starting out, that might be a great option. And with their pro plan, you get unlimited emails per month, which is great. And obviously the enterprise plan, you also get unlimited emails per month. And let's look at the pricing here for a sec. So for 500 contacts, and this is pretty standard across the board with all email software, is they're going to charge you depending on the amount of email subscribers you have. So 500 contacts is going to be the lowest limit, and this is if you are paying monthly. So if you're on the Pro plan, you're going to be charged $15 a month. And if you're on the Enterprise plan, apparently you have to talk to sales and you're going to get a custom quote. I think it's interesting that they don't disclose the price there, but that's just something to keep in mind. And obviously you can see if I increase the contacts, it's going to increase the price. So if we scroll this down back to 500 contacts and I select annual, meaning you're paying yearly, it's going to save you $2 a month. So there's the different plans there, and let's look at some of the features you got here. Obviously, everything I showed you guys in today's video is available on the free plan, but their free plan is fairly limited. So if you guys wanted to create landing pages or do more intense automations, you cannot do that on the free plan. You can only do that once you are a paid member. So let's scroll down here. You've got some email deliverability management on the free plan. You've also got that available on the Pro plan, and it looks like you have list verification as well. Let's keep scrolling down here. On their Pro plan, you get basic drip campaigns, behavior-based emails, and advanced segmentation. You do not get that. You do not get behavior-based emails and advanced segmentation on the free plan. But I actually want to scroll down here and check out this. So this image gallery storage. On the free plan, you're only allowed 10 megabytes, which is hardly anything. So like you guys saw, I uploaded my logo to be able to use when designing my emails, and you're not going to be able to upload or use very many images with 10 megabytes. So that's really, really small storage. Obviously, if you upgrade to their paid plan, you're going to get 10 gigabytes of storage, which is, again, not a lot, but it's a lot better than 10 megabytes. So that's really interesting and something to keep in mind. And if we scroll down here too, obviously the support with the basic free plan, you're only going to get online support. If you upgrade to their Pro plan, you're going to get online support, knowledge base, live chat, and phone support. So your support on the free plan is really limited, which is something that is unfortunate, because if you're just starting out and you want more support, you're not going to get that on the free plan, and you're going to need to upgrade to their paid plan. But they also have these add-ons that I want you guys to be aware of. So for $3 for every 1,000 contacts, you can get list verification. Ensure the highest quality subscribers and deliverability by having your lists verified, and you can obviously learn more there. Image hosting. Upgrade your basic storage so that all of your most engaging images, logos, and graphics are at the ready thanks to unlimited image hosting. So basically, if you're on the free plan, you can upgrade $5 monthly to get unlimited storage, and even on the Pro plan as well, because you might hit that 10 gigabytes and need more images, and you're going to be charged $5 monthly to get more image storage, which is interesting. There is an additional charge there. And then they've got some different charges here as well that you can choose. Inbox checkers, $14 for every 100 tests. So keep that in mind when deciding on what email software to use. I personally think that Benchmark email is ideal for beginners or for those who don't want a lot of complexity within their email tool, but I would definitely recommend taking some time and doing your research. You're obviously in the perfect place to do that, because the Benchmark email free plan really is quite limited, and there might be other software that will give you some more bang for your buck. Some of the things that I really enjoyed about Benchmark email is, one, their simple interface, which is awesome and allows you to navigate the software without getting overwhelmed, and two, their flexible templates, which allows you to easily customize and create emails that are branded to you. Some of the things that I didn't really love about Benchmark email is, one, their limited automations, and I didn't really love their automation map. It made it a little bit more confusing and harder to understand. Two, Benchmark really does have a poor track record with deliverability rates, and so that is definitely something to keep in mind. And three, their low image storage, and if you want more storage, you have to pay more. So there you guys go. That is my overview of Benchmark email. If you are interested in checking it out, go ahead and click on the link down below this video. My name is Kyla Liu with bestemailmarketingsoftware.com, and I will catch you next time. Bye, dudes.